Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Man, this book, I have been enjoying going through this book, and it's The History of Christianity in Asia by Moffett. Now, I was doing some studies recently. I just did or maybe in the middle of a series. It's a long story how we do our videos. I'm actually doing this video in July. You're probably seeing it in November or December. So I may just be stopping a series that is pre-recorded on church history from an apostolic perspective. Christianity in Asia, I've done a lot on our Biblical Archaeology Today with Steve Waldron podcast on Spotify, on the archaeology of Christianity in Asia. This book has just opened new doorways. Now, there's certain things I kind of disagree, because I've done some studies over the years in other areas about it, and it seems like maybe he wasn't there. Nobody can know everything, right? I mean, you know, this is an amazing book. I'm not trying to discount that at all. But other times, like, he's got Jewish synagogues in India in the Second Temple period documented. I mean, it's just amazing. So, of course, Christianity is going over there. And, you know, the Thomas, that very strong Thomas in Malabar, India, all of that. Well, he's got Bartholomew in the East as well. And, you know, Christian communities in Afghanistan, just absolutely amazing. Beginnings to 1500. I mean, so Marco Polo is saying there's Christians all over China when he gets to China in the 1200s. He also saw dragons, by the way, dinosaurs, which I thought was interesting. But anyhow, let's keep going here. And I just want to read this. This comes Better World Books. The history of Christianity began in Asia. Its first sinners were Asian, as were the first known church building, the first translation of the New Testament, perhaps the first Christian king there in Edessa, I think, the first Christian state, Armenia, even the first Christian poets. Although the story of Christianity in the West has often been told, the history of Christianity in the East, in Syria, Persia, India, Tang Dynasty, China, and the Mongolian Empire of Genghis Khan and his grandson Kublai Khan, the Yuan Dynasty. Like, didn't Genghis Khan had a grandson who was Christian of some sort, has received little attention. This was Christianity that looked neither to Rome nor Constantinople as its center, which remained for centuries proudly Asian. The Church of the East. While Paul and other Christian missionaries were converting Greeks, Romans, and the barbarian tribes of Europe, priests of the Church of the East, later called Nestorian, established centers in Persia, Afghanistan, India, Mongolian steppes of Central Asia, China, Japan, some would say in the Americas. That's a whole different subject. These missionaries mounted pan-Asian ventures, establishing themselves in China as early as the 7th century, and I think really well before that. And it wouldn't be matched in the West till the 13th century, achieved a degree of global expansion that wouldn't be matched in the West till the 13th century. So just going through this book, Samuel Hugh Moffett, acknowledgment found on page 559. This is HarperCollins' book. I've just been totally fascinated with it, I'll just tell you. So he's got some maps in here, like Strabo's map of the world from AD 19. I thought that was cool. West Asia and the Sassanid Empire, AD 600. East Asia and the Tang Dynasty in China. So, I mean, like, you've got, for sure, Oneness Pentecostals, people baptizing in Jesus' name in Spain, 600 to 800 AD, probably in Gaul, probably in the British Isles. But you got similar things going on in the Far East as well. It's just amazing stuff. So Asia and the world in the first century, Greco-Roman Asia, Iranian, Persian Asia, Sinic, Chinese, Indian Asia, India and the Apostle to Asia, the Acts of Thomas, what does it tell us about it? Tradition evaluated, the mission of Pantanius, which 180 to 190, I found that fascinating reading. I'll just tell you that. The Abgar and Adai tradition, the tradition evaluated, which I appreciate him doing that. Bardacian of Edessa, the first Christian kingdom. The Syrian Christians of Arbela, Tatian the Assyrian, Tatian and the Encratites, asceticism in Asian missions, all kinds of things. And I've just appreciated just learning about this so much. You know, even like Muhammad he knew, like, his wife Khadijah came from a convent, you know, she's a former nun, but he also knew of all kinds of other Christians that were not part of Catholicism. And so just incredible stuff, the spread of monophysitism, a lot of good stuff on this. So Barsuma of Nisibis, descendant of Cassius, the school of Nisibis, the Nestorian controversy. Nestorius is sitting there saying, I believe just like you guys, but there's a lot of politics involved, and Pelagianism and all this. Pelagius may have been from Great Britain. This is just phenomenal. So I've got so many things kind of that I've identified in here that's just so cool. The survival of Christianity under medieval Islam, Christianity in North Africa. This is just amazing. So who was Samuel Hugh Moffett? He was a recent member of the Center of Theological Inquiry at Princeton, New Jersey, and Henry W. Luce, Time Magazine, professor of ecumenics and mission emeritus at Princeton Theological Seminary. Born in Korea of American parents, he taught for 4 years in China under both nationalist communist governments until 1951. So the jacket illustration, a rubbing from the cross of the Christian monument in Xian, Shanxi province, China, from 8781. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff at all, because again, Asia's leading the world. I mean, I just saw like a Mr. Beast little short. He said India is the biggest YouTube consumer. I mean, so they're, you know, all these rich people are teaching their children Mandarin Chinese because they say the future is in the East. We even know from the book of Revelation there's a 200 million man army that sweeps in at some point towards the Middle East from the East, the kings of the East. So history of Christianity in Asia, amazing. And the story of Christianity in China is absolutely incredible. So God bless you. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.